Joining us now on the Michigan Megacast is one woman who has committed a lot of time, energy, and information into helping you travel the great state of Michigan all throughout the year, no matter where you are going in the state of Michigan. That includes our wonderful Michigan beaches, but also far and beyond our shorelines. Jill Halpin joins us now on the Michigan Megacast, the owner and the founder of My Michigan Beach. Jill, thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Tyler. Thanks so much for having me.
Appreciate having you on. First off, tell us about My Michigan Beach. What sort of information it provides to people in Michigan and visiting Michigan, and how you came up with the idea.
Okay, so I started My Michigan Beach in 2019, late in 2019. I'm a lifelong Michigan resident. I grew up spending all my summers on the beaches of Michigan, sailing, swimming, splashing on the shores. As an adult, I continued to do the same thing. I split my time between Southeast Michigan and up north on Lake Huron. And as I started to share some of my travel and adventures throughout Michigan, I realized there's a lot of people who were so surprised by how much our state has to offer, from outdoor recreation, fun things to do, hiking trails, beautiful, beautiful natural areas. And so I have a background as a journalist and a librarian. So I love to share information. So I got into web development, user experience, and I developed My Michigan Beach website, and we had a fabulous response.
And so it's more than just exploring beaches in Michigan. It's exploring activities all throughout the state, not only in the summer months, but all throughout the year. So when you're compiling these guides and this information for people that are visiting the state, and even for those that are already in Michigan and just looking for a new place to travel, what sort of information are you looking for? What stands out as special to you?
Well, we want to make sure that we provide information that's relevant, up to date, and that really gets to the heart of what someone is looking for when they travel. So things that are important, things like, can I take my dog with me? I take my dog with me everywhere. So I think there's a lot of people like me. So we try and include information on places that are dog friendly. If you're somebody like that, here's a tip. Kirk Park has a fabulous dog beach that's over in Holland. You're not going to want to miss that. Things that are important and that stand out are information about ADA accessibility. A lot of communities are really realizing how important this is. And as I travel through the state, I'll notice different features like mobility mats to help someone get down to the beach. Maybe a community has a beach wheelchair free for usage. A lot of them do. Track wheelchairs at state parks. These are fabulous things. Those are the kinds of things that we try and include in all of our information that we share with people.
We're joined by Jill Halpin. She is the founder of My Michigan Beach, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. More info can be found, as well as all their travel guides for the summer, for the fall, and all seasons in Michigan on a number of different activities by visiting mymichiganbeach.com. mymichiganbeach.com for more information as she joins us on the Megacast. And so, Jill, talking about all these different locations and ADA compliance, and then with that comes the idea of safety, particularly on Michigan's beaches. We've already had so many reports this summer of tragic events, or at the very least scary and dangerous events on many of Michigan's waterways from people not necessarily following safety guidelines or rules in place at many of Michigan's beaches and state parks. My Michigan Beach is partnered with the Great Lakes Water Safety Consortium. Can you tell us about that partnership and how you are instituting safety information too into this travel information for people wanting to experience tourism in Michigan?
Oh, I'm so glad that you brought that up, because that is such an important thing. We partnered with Great Lakes Water Safety Consortium to share their messaging, to promote them on social media, to do anything that we can to assist with the efforts to keep our beaches safer. You're right. It's a scary thing. People need to be aware. Momentum, I think, is starting to pick up a little bit in that area. We need to keep it going. Beach safety is something that goes right along with keeping your beaches clean. I mean, it's just so important.
Joined by Jill Halpin. She is the founder of My Michigan Beach, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. You can find more information on My Michigan Beach, as well as all their helpful guides and more information on all different regions of Michigan during all different seasons of the year. We are a state that very much experiences all 4 seasons here in Michigan by visiting their website, mymichiganbeach.com. mymichiganbeach.com. It's that easy. And so many people are going to be, as we approach the fall season, and we're still a ways away, there's plenty of summer left, but as you go into the fall, one thing that people really look forward to is the foliage and the colors in Michigan, especially in very natural areas of the state that you see in mid-Michigan, certainly up north. So for you, as we're approaching the fall season, what are some of the locations in Michigan that My Michigan Beach is keeping an eye on, in particular when it comes to fall foliage and the fall colors?
Oh, I'm so glad that you brought that up. I actually just finished our fall color prediction, and it looks like it's going to be a really warm month. They're predicting a warm season. They're predicting warm weather through the fall, but it's also possibly going to be a little rainy, so that could cut it a little short. So we'll be keeping our eye on that. One place that's spectacular and starts to get the color early is the Keweenaw Peninsula, Copper Harbor. And when you see that contrast of the bright golds and yellows against that deep blue of Lake Superior, I mean, it is stunning. It's just gorgeous. Another place that is a little bit closer in the northern lower peninsula, Akiak Falls. It's near a place, it's in the northeast corner, north of Alpena, near Rogers City. It's the only waterfalls in the lower peninsula, and they're little falls, but they're just beautiful. And that whole area is just lights up with color. It's gorgeous. Obviously, Sleeping Bear Dunes is beautiful. Glen Arbor, stunning. You know, if you walk on those trails, you'll come through beach forests and hardwoods that are just absolutely brilliant.
We're joined by Jill Halpin. She is the founder of My Michigan Beach, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. You can find more info on My Michigan Beach on their website, mymichiganbeach.com, and including some of the guides that Jill and her team have put together, including their ultimate guide, the Kensington Metro Park in the Metro Detroit area, in the Oakland County area, on the west side of the state. If you are going to one of the favorite Michigan summer destinations, that's Grand Haven, Michigan. She has a list of the best beaches in Grand Haven to enhance your experience, as well as those looking throughout the state of Michigan as we continue on in the summer months, those last couple months of swimming in the best Michigan lakes for swimming in the state. All those lists and more on My Michigan Beach's website, mymichiganbeach.com. That's mymichiganbeach.com. You also have a shop on there, so if people want to represent some of their favorite places in Michigan that they've gone, either at your suggestion or that they found all over the years, they can go to michiganbeachstore.com. Tell us about some of the products that people can get on that website and how they're inspired.
Well, people have their favorite Michigan beaches. You know, if you're a Michigander, especially, you have your special spot, and people love to rep that. So we have hoodies, we have bags, we have T-shirts, mugs. We even have masks for COVID. We have just about anything you might want to have with slogans on there, like "Life's just a beach," "Playing in the sand," all kinds of fun things like that. And you can order exactly what you want and have it delivered directly to you.
We're joined by Jill Halpin on the Michigan Megacast, founder of My Michigan Beach, and you can find more information on the website, mymichiganbeach.com, mymichiganbeach.com, or shop for some of those products she just talked about that represent a variety of different destinations across the state of Michigan at michiganbeachstore.com. The shop is at michiganbeachstore.com. All the great info on a variety of different places, recreation, events, and more at mymichiganbeach.com as well. And what's great, too, is you have all this information in all these different places, all these different destinations, different experiences people can undergo across the state. But you also are helping people make those a little bit more affordable, or get some of those experience, or win some of those experiences too. You partner with a number of resorts and wineries across the state, as well as local businesses for giveaways. Can you tell us about some of those partnerships and how people maybe can sign up for maybe winning some of those experiences or products?
Yes, that's something that we really enjoy doing. We partner with different resorts, hotels, wineries, businesses and offer promotions and giveaways through our website. We have one right now, which is actually really, really fabulous opportunity to win a Torch Lake kayaking trip for 6 people. And what that is, it's a 3-hour guided kayak trip, but the best part of it is that they're in clear kayaks, so you can see the bottom while you're kayaking. And I'm sure you know about Torch Lake, stunning blue color. If you're somebody who likes to hunt for Petoskey stones or keep your eye out for wildlife, fish and turtles, Clearwater Kayaks in Traverse City is our partner with this one, and it is a fantastic opportunity. You just need to go to our website. You can go to our homepage, mymichiganbeach.com. We've got a link that'll direct you to our kayaking page where you can go ahead and enter. We're asking people to tell us what their favorite lake is in Michigan for an opportunity to win this trip.
Again, more information, mymichiganbeach.com, including all the different lists ranking a number of different experiences in Michigan, as well as their guides to all things Michigan by season, by lake, by activity. So much great information on their website, mymichiganbeach.com. We're joined by Jill Halpin, the founder of My Michigan Beach, on the Michigan Megacast. If you're just tuning in, you can watch this interview in full on our website at civiccentertv.com, on our Megacast page, as well as on My Michigan TV on demand 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at mymytv.com. My Michigan TV is your home to find more information from this interview on My Michigan Beach with Jill Halpin, the founder of the organization. Jill, another minute with you before we'll say goodbye today. Anything else that would be important for our audience to know at this time about My Michigan Beach, or upcoming lists and information that people should be on the lookout for at mymichiganbeach.com?
Well, one of the things that put us on the map, so to speak, is our Michigan travel and beach map. It's an interactive map where you can just go ahead and click on that map, and it takes you directly to the location. It'll give you guides with the recommendations on the best things to do, places to eat, where to stay, don't miss activities, anything that you might want to know. And that's our Michigan Beach and Travel map. It's updated regularly, and we're adding locations almost daily.
MyMichiganBeach.com is where you'll find all this information, as well as updated lists and information on other activities popping up all across the state of Michigan. MyMichiganBeach.com. We've been joined by Jill Halpin, the founder of My Michigan Beach. Jill, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Tyler. I really appreciate it. Hope you get an opportunity to get out there and get on the beach this summer.
Well, first thing I got to do is go to MyMichiganBeach.com and learn about some of the great opportunities all throughout the state of Michigan, every single region, whether you're up north in the Upper Peninsula, west side of the state, southeastern Michigan, where we originate our broadcast, or other areas of Michigan. There's always a lot to learn about the great state of Michigan and all the opportunities we have for fun and interest all throughout the Great Lakes state. We'll take a break on the Michigan Megacast. On the other side, we'll continue to talk about all those great opportunities with Otie McKinley from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. That's up next. You're watching and listening to the Megacast.
Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine. To keep safe and strong. Be like happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine. I'm feeling good.
Let's savor these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
Connect with local leaders, philanthropists, and more. The Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce presents the 2022 Leadership Breakfast. Join the Chamber for a morning of insight with guest speaker Laura Graneman, with the whole event emceed by Fox 2 News anchor Roop Raj. Join your local businesses at the Wabeat Country Club September 13th at 8:30 a.m. Order your tickets by September 6th at westbloomfieldchamber.com/breakfast. We'll see you there.
Let's whoop it up for these moments. Made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu. Now that the vaccine is available for children 5 and up, why do you recommend it?
Kids are part of the community and they can spread COVID.
We're seeing both healthy children getting sick from the virus as well as children with underlying health conditions.
They can easily bring the virus home to other people that are vulnerable and make them sick as well.
This vaccine can change that and keep children safe.
It's essential that your children get vaccinated to protect them, to protect your families, and to protect those in the community around you.
Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
Welcome back to the Michigan Megacast, our live daily 1-hour TV, radio, and streaming show about all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Kieft. Learn more about the program by visiting civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you'll find information on our entire network of stations, including our co-flagship station, My Michigan TV, which you can find at mymytv.com, as well as more info on where you can download their free apps for your smartphones and your smart TVs and enjoy My Michigan TV programming, both original and imported from creators across the Great Lakes State, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Joining us now on the Michigan Megacast is Otie McKinley. He is the Media and Communications Manager at the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, or MEDC. Otie, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, hello, Tyler. Great to be here. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, appreciate having you on. So this is one of those times of the year when, in terms of tourism and travel in the state of Michigan, that's kind of that in-between zone. Many people get really excited when they go into the summer season. Finally, I can get back out to the beaches. There's all these festivals. I can travel all around the state. It's a great time of the year. The fall, they get excited about the foliage and about the cider mills. In the winter, they get excited about skiing or other winter opportunities. But it seems like in between the seasons is where that passion maybe goes away a little bit, or it's a little bit more of a question of, well, what can I do right now? That being said, there's still so much to do in this late summer, in the dog days of summer, as we're heading into the fall in Michigan. What are some of the more exciting opportunities and experiences that are still available as we finish up the summer here in Michigan?
Well, while some people kind of do consider this the transition season because kids are going back to school, maybe summer travel is wrapping up for some families, I would argue that this is a fantastic time of year. Long weekends, the beautiful weather, you're still going to experience great summer here in Michigan, but it is also planning season. Planning trips up to the UP or Northern Michigan for, as you mentioned, the fall color tours. But also it is winter ski season planning time, because over the past few years, the ski resorts have gotten busier and busier, which is fantastic for the communities and the small businesses around them. But we recommend if you're looking to plan some ski trips in the UP, there's some incredible trip ideas for the Western UP. It's time to start those plans.
We're joined by Otie McKinley, Media and Communications Manager at the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. This is a great time of the year, too, because on the weather side, it's really nice outside. It's still sunny. It's still warm. The humidity's starting to go down, too, so you can spend actually more time outside without it getting to the point of being unbearable. And that invites for a lot of great travel experiences and sightseeing experiences at some of Michigan's outdoor locations all throughout the state. What are some of the favorites at this time of the year for you personally, or that you would recommend to those looking to come into Michigan and explore all the great landscapes and different sites here in our state?
Well, as you mentioned, it is a great time of year because the days are still sunny and warm, so you can still enjoy being out and about, either on the beach or in a downtown urban center. But the nights are a little cooler, so it's a great time. And pure Michigan, right? We've got two peninsulas, and both of them offer incredibly dynamic and diverse travel opportunities. From experiencing downtown Detroit. I don't think a lot of people think of downtown Detroit as a tourism destination or a vacation destination, but what a dynamic city that Detroit has become, with the food scene, the culture, the riverfront, Campus Martius, the communities in Detroit, just a great location. But then conversely, the Western UP. What a gorgeous area with Porcupine Mountain Wilderness Park, some 60,000 acres of wilderness that affords just almost limitless opportunities, from hiking, biking, paddling, the Iron Ore Heritage Trail, all season trail. The state has everything to offer, and certainly all of the shorelines in the Great Lakes that Michigan is known for.
We're joined by Otie McKinley from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. He's their Media and Communications Manager, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. More information on all these locations, including other activities that you can do at some of these many great stops along all areas of the state of Michigan, can be found at michigan.org. Michigan.org. For more information on all these different places. And as you talk about planning travel for the future, I think the most immediate plans that would want to be undertaken would be for the fall foliage. What are some of those locations in Michigan that maybe aren't the most heavily traveled or the greatest attractions for seeing the foliage that you would suggest people maybe look into this year to have the best chance to get some really great sights, but maybe not as much of a crowded situation?
Yeah, the northern portion of the lower peninsula is often a hotspot destination because of the convenience. But if you're willing to put in just a little more time, head up across the bridge and get into northern Upper Peninsula or western Upper Peninsula, the colors start turning a little sooner just because of the geography of the area. But to get west into Ironwood, Wakefield, Bessemer, or up into the Keweenaw Peninsula, Copper Harbor, Houghton, Hancock, all great communities with certainly plenty of hotel options, food options, but you can get that downtown experience in these communities, but within minutes you are in the wilderness. And road trips in the area at that time of year are breathtaking. And it does take a little more time to get up there, don't get me wrong, but you also separate yourself from some of the crowds that can be seen at some of the more popular fall color tour destinations.
We're joined by Otie McKinley from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation on the Michigan Megacast. Again, all that information and more can be found at michigan.org. Michigan.org for more information on all areas of the great state of Michigan and some of the many activities you can find all along the way. One of the great places people love to go within a major metropolitan area, so they can find activities in the city, but also some of those outer city activities that they enjoy is by going to places like Belle Isle. But another great location that's a little bit of the same feel, but outside of the city, is Isle Royale. You have an article that's up on the michigan.org michigan.org website or connected to it. Things to do at Isle Royale National Park, the ultimate pure Michigan guide. What are some of those fun things that people can do at Isle Royale that maybe they aren't necessarily always thinking about when they think about Northern Michigan or they think about some of these destination locations?
Well, again, an area that is a little less populated with travelers, but like so many other areas in the state, being on the shoreline, the wilderness, the trails, being able to backpack camp, and just get out and enjoy. And you know that there's it's not going to be as busy as some of the other tourism destinations.
We're joined by Otie McKinley from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation on the Michigan Megacast. As always, your trip begins at michigan.org for more information. There's also another great article on your website recently, and it's entitled 5 Stops for a One Tank Road Trip in the Western Upper Peninsula. You mentioned the Western Upper Peninsula is a great place for seeing the fall foliage that maybe is a little bit less crowded. What about now in this time of the year or in the next few weeks is also really interesting about the Western Upper Peninsula? Because it's not really one of those places that people necessarily are thinking about right away when they're thinking about different destinations to go in the state of Michigan. But there's so much interest and so many different activities that you can do in the Western UP.
Oh, there is. And again, the article is, 5 stop on a 1 tank road trip. But depending on where you're coming from, it might be more than 1 tank. But once you're in Western UP or starting off in the northern part of the Keweenaw Peninsula and Copper Harbor, again, it's just such a dynamic road trip opportunity. Starting in Copper Harbor up on Lake Superior, you've got the Copper Harbor Lighthouse boat tours, the scenic Brockway Mountain Drive. But as you mentioned a moment ago, if you've got a little extra time, take the ferry over to Isle Royale. It's the country's only island national park. So there's some unique opportunities there. Again, we can just go on and on. Houghton, great town. In the winter, Michigan Tech University has their winter carnival, which is such a neat experience. Cross the bridge to Hancock, the famous the Portage Canal lift bridge, and you're into Hancock, where you can experience 2 different towns but so close together. Interesting little fact about Hancock: the street signs are written in both English and Finnish, which is a nod to the city's Finnish heritage. When you're in Hancock, Quincy Mine Tour is a really neat opportunity to literally descend down into the old copper mines and just, you can imagine and feel what it was like when it was an active mine. Calumet, Ironwood, the Iron Ore Heritage Trail, again, as I mentioned, a full year-round trail for biking, walking, ORVing, snowmobiling, cross-country skiing, bird watching, just on and on and on. But as I mentioned, Porky Mountains Wilderness State Park, 60,000 acres of wilderness, 150 waterfalls in the area. I mean, there's the options are seemingly limitless. So I am so biased to that area. It is such a great place to go and experience.
Otie, your team at the MEDC really has the pulse on the entire state of Michigan. You're running the Pure Michigan campaign. You're running michigan.org, where it has such extensive information on travel, events, and other happenings all throughout the Great Lakes state. We talk so much about travel in the Upper Peninsula and up north, so to speak, in Michigan. So I got to ask a controversial question too.
Oh boy!
And I think you understand what's coming at you on this one. People have different definitions of what's considered up north. In your opinion, or in your team's opinion, where does up north in Michigan begin?
Oh, that is such a controversial question. I will not speak for the entire team because everyone has different opinions of what up north means to them. I feel like when you get north of the Clare area, then you, in my mind, are kind of experiencing, you are now in the up north of the lower peninsula. But that said, that's a tough question. Easy question, tough answer.
Yeah, it's your answer is a little bit further north than mine. I actually am in the camp of Zilwaukee Bridge is the location. Once you cross the Zilwaukee Bridge, you're in up north. But even that's
right.
that's a little bit of a controversial take and a hotter take too, because that's right around the middle of the lower peninsula. So people say that's not north enough to be considered up north. That's usually the response that I get is, no, you're way, way too far south on that answer. But Claire, that's a pretty good answer too, because that's right about the point where you've passed the midway point of Michigan. You've passed that area of the thumb for the most part, and you're heading toward the upper peninsula. But everyone, as you said, has a different opinion.
Yeah. So
it's all about what feels like up north to you.
It is all about your experience, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And you do not need to be up north to have that pure Michigan experience. So it up north is wherever you feel like you are on vacation, right? It's a feeling. It's not a geographic destination.
Absolutely. We are joined by Otie McKinley, the Media and Communications Manager at the Michigan Economic Development Corporation on the Michigan Megacast. As always, your trip begins at michigan.org, where you can find information on up north, wherever that is in your mind, and other locations all throughout the great state of Michigan. Otie, another couple minutes with you before we'll say goodbye today. Anything else that people should be keeping in mind as they continue to travel this summer, as they're making their plans for the fall or even the winter and beyond for the rest of this year and into next year, or other information we haven't discussed yet today?
You know, one thing I would like to throw out there is Michigan is only number 2 in the country for the number of ski resorts that we have, or ski areas. Incredible opportunity to ski across from Southwest Michigan and Metro Detroit area to the Western UP. But one really neat experience, I believe, is that skiing in the Western UP. Within 15 minutes of one another, you have 3 different ski areas with over 650 skiable acres. So one of them is Big Snow Resort, which consists of Indian Head and Blackjack. Those are owned by the same property, Big Snow Resort. Unique opportunity there is you can ski Indian Head in the morning and Blackjack in the afternoon with the same lift ticket. Then the next day, head over and ski Big Powderhorn for a normal weekend. But if you've got a 3-day weekend, just 45 minutes north is Porcupine Mountains ski area. So again, a bit of a drive to get there, but that's all right, because once you're there, you've got 4 ski areas that are incredible ski areas in a very close proximity. And I think that's a unique opportunity for this year, with people maybe still not 100% okay with flying, you know, to be able to drive to that and get 4 different ski area experiences in a long weekend, I think is a really unique opportunity.
Well, Otie, we appreciate your time and appreciate your insight and advice on travel all throughout the state of Michigan. Thanks for being with us today.
Tyler, thank you. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.